Hello, and welcome to day 9 of my 40-day prayer condition for President Trump and our nation. Just a few observations before I give a short prayer. 3 things came up today to my attention. First thing I saw in the news is that a Obama Pentagon official has stated that it would be appropriate for there to be a military coup to remove Donald Trump from office. That's pretty shocking. The second thing I saw was a hack article in Time magazine that said Donald Trump's executive order on immigration has nothing to do with immigration and is not for the purpose of dealing with immigration, but is exclusively for the purpose of practicing racism. Of course, that's just beyond idiotic. I mean, the executive order is there for anyone to read, and any fair-minded person can see exactly what it does, and that is putting a hold on any visas for certain countries for 90 days until they put a system in place that Trump is comfortable with is not going to allow any terrorist into the country under the guise of refugee or immigrant. The third thing that came to my attention today is that the Irish magazine called Village has published on its cover a photograph of President Trump with a sniper rifle crosshairs on his head and the caption that says, "Why not?" I have to wonder if liberal progressives in America really understand the ideology that they are playing with, because it is fire. The Democrats in 1860 reacted to President Lincoln's election by seceding from the Union and going to war, and ultimately causing over 600,000 American war deaths and millions wounded and maimed. And today, Democrats are reacting to a Republican president being elected in similar fashion. They haven't seceded yet, but they are certainly out there doing the violent protests. California is talking secession, and crazy people are advocating a military coup d'etat against our government, against our whole constitutional system. This is insanity. Liberal progressivism is an evil cancer, a clear and present danger to the republic. And it is a danger to the will of God, which, as I said in the previous video, is to heal the wounded hearts of humanity, create unity out of division and order out of chaos, so that we can establish a nation and a world in which people live together harmoniously and not in constant conflict, engaging in power and control struggles. So that's an observation, that liberal progressivism is a deep mental illness cancer upon America's body politic. And it is metastasizing in a dangerous and fatal way. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And Donald Trump is the man for the next 4 years who has to tackle it and deal with it on our behalf. But American conservatives and Christians and other people of goodwill and righteousness need to stand up and support President Trump. Support the conservative cause to protect our Constitution and its liberties. Never forget that our Constitution protects the rights and the privileges and the lives of every American, white, black, red, brown, Green, blue, or pink, it protects everyone. It has been used and abused by people through the decades and the centuries to abuse this group or that group. But that hardly invalidates its great and noble ideal. So we cannot allow insane, mentally ill people to tear it down, because it is the only thing that stands between us and tyranny, oppression, death, destruction, war. And it has brought so much peace and prosperity to the world by creating an example for the world to emulate. Of course, Americans aren't perfect. What do you expect? But that doesn't mean we give up trying. Join me in prayer. Heavenly Father, Donald Trump is a man called by you. All the signs are there. He's called to reestablish Americans' love of freedom, individual liberty, rights for all, not the chosen few through identity politics. Father, guide President Trump. Bless him in his efforts. Inspire him to constantly reach for the highest ideals of goodness and the American way, to avoid the pitfalls of hubris and arrogance, thinking he can do whatever he wants, or he can skirt the law to try and achieve a higher good, because we know that never works. Be with him, Father. Be with this whole country of America who is struggling and striving against one another. We are in a great civil war, Father. Not bloody between armies as it was in the 1860s, but it could certainly get there. We just don't know. But we are in a civil war now for many years between liberal progressives and conservatives, between constitutional republicanism and European socialism, between freedom or equality. We know that freedom begets equality, but we know from history that equality never begets freedom. Father, keep our nation safe, Father, that it may long be an example to the world of what humans can accomplish in a free society. I pray in true love. Amen. Thank you for joining me for another edition of a Fly on Heaven's Wall 40-day prayer condition for President Trump and our nation. Please keep in mind the struggle that we are living through. If you're conservative, if you're Christian, if you're liberal, consider the greatness that America has brought the world and not its mistakes. See you next time.